Okay. So I was asking you a question before we start with the document type and number ranges, right? So generally I'd like to ask a question like, so now let us say you are making a payment to me on different occasions. The amount will be same, 5,000. So how will you distinguish from one transaction to another transaction? How will you get to know the details of a particular transaction?
Through payment advisor.
Okay. Any other answers? How will
Um,
you distinguish from one transaction to another transaction?
Invoice number.
Okay. So invoice number comes for vendor, but what about making the payment to me? Let us say you have made a payment through UPI.
Different UTR number.
Different
Transaction
UPI
ID.
number, or we call it as transaction ID, right? So with the help of transaction ID, yes, we'll get to know this particular transaction happened on so and so date. With that, I can distinguish between one transaction to another transaction. Even when you have done a payment, everyone will ask for transaction ID, because with that they can locate the information of your transaction. So now, even in SAP, we have such scenario in place. So in SAP, we call it as document numbers. Okay. Here we do not call it as transaction IDs, but we call them as document numbers. Okay. So with the help of OBA7, we are going to set up intervals. With the help of intervals, the document numbers will flow as and when we post the transaction. So that is the purpose of creating document type and number ranges. Okay. Let us go to OBA7 now. Now I'm going to OBA7. Within OBA7, I'll select document type Excel. See, there are different document types for different transactions. Okay, now let us say if you are posting an invoice, we go with the document type KR. If you are posting a customer invoice, we'll go with the DR. If you are posting transaction to GL accounts, then we'll go with SA. Likewise, there are many such transactions. With the help of the transaction type itself, we can identify what kind of transaction it is, whether it is a vendor invoice, whether it is a GL to GL posting, or whether it is a customer invoice, or it is a customer payment. So all this information we can get to know through document type itself. Okay. So let us get into document type SA. So whatever the number range you see here, that is 01. The same number range you have to use when you are configuring the number ranges. Okay. Now we'll go to number range information and we'll update the number range. I'll put the company code as SIB and we'll go with edit intervals, change intervals. Okay. So now, as I told you, the number range should be 01 here, because the same number range we saw on SA. If you change the number range, this document number, whatever you are updating, it will not work. Okay. 2025. And from number, I am selecting 1 to number I'm selecting 1 lakh. So I've given an interval of 1 lakh here. Okay. So it again depends on client. Okay. In real time, it will be more. Okay. In real time, it will be more because see, if it is a large organization, in a day they'll post more than lakhs of transactions, right? So that is the reason they'll have more intervals in real time compared to what we are doing here. Here I have only 1 lakh as the interval. Okay. And NR status, whenever you post a transaction for the first time, right? So NR status will capture that number. Now let us say first document you posted. So that will carry a document number of 1. You can also maintain the number range as alphanumeric, not only numeric, but numeric will be easy for us to understand. Okay. So NR status will capture as 1 when you post a first transaction. Again, when you post a second transaction, it will capture as 2. With the help of NR status, we'll get to know what is the current number range that has been used. Okay. So if it says NR status is 2, then we can clearly get to know the next transaction which it is going to post is 3. So that's how it will work. Okay. And one more thing you have to remember is external number range and internal number range. I'll tell you what is the difference between an external number range and an internal number range. See, in case of external number range, okay, SAP will not decide which number it has to post. Okay, now you have updated 1 to 1 lakh, right? In case of external number range, SAP will not decide whether it has to post, whether it has to post 1 or 2 or 3. That SAP will not decide. But if it is an internal number range, then SAP is going to decide which number it has to post. So it is a automatic process. If you don't select this option, it will become internal number range. Remember, if I don't select this option, it will become internal number range, and the decision of posting the number will be with SAP. Okay, if I don't do that, let us say I keep it as external, then the decision will be with me. So I can update the number range whichever I want whenever I am posting a transaction. So that is the difference between internal number range and external number range. You might ask me a question. See, it is easy for us if we go for internal number range, right? Because SAP only will decide the number range. So why should we again update the number range? That is a multitask for us, right? So that is not the case. I'll tell you why external number range is used and where they are going to use it. Now say for example, the data is coming from the Concur application. When the data is moving from Concur application, so it will come with some number range, right? So that number range, when it comes to SAP, SAP will accept that number range if it is external. If it is internal, SAP will update a different number range. Only if it is external, from source system, whatever the number range is coming to SAP, it is going to accept the same. Okay, so that is the advantage of external number range. External number range is used when we are going to deal with multiple systems. From one system to another system, if the data is coming, that is when we will go with external number range, provided if the client wants same number range on Concur and same number range on SAP. So why do they require that? Because to reconcile the transaction, it will be easier for them. But when the number ranges are different, they'll have to go with a different approach. Okay, so that is a tidiest task. That's why they'll prefer the same number range for source system as well as a target system. Okay, so that is about your external number range and internal number range. I'll save this. Okay, I lost the connection. I'll do it again. So next we have controlling area. So this is a mandatory thing that we need to update. See, controlling area is a highest hierarchy in controlling. So just like how we had enterprise structure, and in that we had company as the highest hierarchy in enterprise structure, right? Enterprise structure is the highest hierarchy in FI. Similarly, for controlling, you will have the highest hierarchy as controlling area. Controlling area controls all the controlling objects like your profit center, cost center, internal orders, WBS element. As and when we progress, you will learn more about this. For now, you understand any controlling objects are controlled by controlling area. Okay. So we have to create controlling area, that is a mandatory configurations for us to do the postings. For controlling, we'll come back at the last part of our classes. But for now, you need to understand how to create a controlling area. Okay. So don't go with this path. You might not see some options. So I prefer going with the T code. The T code that you have to use is OKKP. Make a note of it. It is OKKP. With the help of OKKP, we can get to the screen whatever you are seeing in my book. But if you go with the path, you might not see the same screen. Okay. So do not go with the path. Go with OKKP. Make a note of it. That's the T code for maintaining controlling area. Controlling area, we are going to create it, new entry, and select this option. Controlling area is equal to company code. Okay, you need to select this option. So you can update the company code so that it is going to fetch the details from the company code. Okay, you can select. This is the easier way of creating controlling area. See, many fields are already populated. Now here you are going to select controlling area, same as company code. And then we have cost center standard hierarchy. See, I'll tell you why cost center standard hierarchy is required. The reason is, see, whenever you want to group the cost center, whatever you are going to create, so you can use this hierarchy. Under this, all the cost center will be created. And then if you want to pull the report for all the cost centers at once, you can use this cost center hierarchy. Okay. So now I'm going to update as SIB1. So that is my cost center hierarchy. When we come to controlling, we are going to use this. For now, just I have updated that. Save this, you will get a warning. Okay, you will get a pop-up like this. Select yes. It will save. We'll go to activate component, new entries. Okay. So here cost center is very important component in controlling. So we are going to activate this, and activity type, we are going to activate it. And then order management, I'm going to activate this also. Okay. Order management is for your internal order. More about internal order you will understand when we come to controlling. Okay, for now I'm not explaining all these things because when we come to controlling, I'll explain you everything, right? So that is the reason I'm not explaining any of these things. So once we come to the controlling part, then we'll do it. Here, update fiscal year as 2025. And one more thing I'd like to show you, that is, see, earlier in ECC environment of SAP, we were activating profit center also here. But in S4 HANA, they have removed it from OKKPT code, but they have separately maintained it. Okay. I'll just log into ECC environment of SAP and I'll just show you. Okay. So I logged into ECC. Now we'll go to the same T code, OKKP. Now here you will see the difference. I'll just show you. Give me a second. Okay. If you see here, see we have profit center accounting that is activated in ECC environment of SAP. But if you see S4 HANA, we don't have this option. See here, we don't have this option in S4 HANA. Profit center accounting is not there within OKKP. Remember, it is not there only in OKKP T code. but it is available in a separate path. In S4 HANA, they have moved it to a separate path. We can see this in that path, but within OKKP, we will not be able to see the profit center accounting. Profit center accounting, we are no longer going to activate within OKKP, but we are going to assign it to controlling area in a separate path. Okay, when we come to controlling, I'll show you that. But in ECC environment of SAP, if you see here, profit center accounting is there, right? So it is no longer there in S4 HANA. And one more option I'd like to show you. OB52 we used yesterday, right? So now if you see OB52, do you see any difference from what we saw in our previous class? Do you see any difference? See, in previous class also we saw OB52, right?
So in the newer version, we had period 3 as well.
Format was different.
Period 3 was there, right? So period 3 is not there. See here we have only period 2. In S4 HANA we have period 3 also. And period 3 is for your controlling. So in ECC it's not there. Okay. So that is the some of the difference that you see between ECC and S4 HANA. Okay. So now that we have done the activation of the components, now we'll move on to next option, that is assignment of company code. Oh, it got reset. Okay, I'll log in again. Excuse. Okay, we'll save this. And again. New entries. Okay, here we'll update SIB. Okay, so with this I have assigned the company code to controlling area. So this is how controlling area and company code gets linked. And one more thing I forgot to tell you. See, while doing OBA7, right? So we did all the configurations, but if you had noticed there, we did not get a transport request. Okay, it did not ask for transport request to save. The reason is this kind of activities, we call it as cutover activities. Okay, OBA7, updating the number range. We call them as cutover activities where transport request is not generated. So you will ask me a question like, see, you told us when the data has to move, it has to move from development to quality, quality to production, right? So this approach always requires transport request. But when transport request itself is not generating, how to do the configuration for OBA7? So that is the question you might have. The answer is, so in real time, we are going to directly update that in production environment. Okay. So this number ranges directly we will update in production environment, and then For this changes, we require firefighter ID. There is a ID called as firefighter ID. Whenever there is any emergency, we are going to use that and we are going to do the configuration on production environment. Generally, we will not have access to production environment. Only for few activities like cutover activities, we are going to do it on production environment. Okay, that's how we are going to update the number range.
Cutover spelling is COTOVER, right?
Cut, COT.
Yeah.
Cut and over. That's all.
Okay.
Okay. So now we come to important part, that is global parameters. Okay. So all this while you have assigned multiple things to your company code. So this is the area where we can get to know what all we have assigned to our company code. Okay. So in real time also, let us say if you want to know what is the fiscal year variant for your company code. Okay, what is the posting period variant for your company code? So this kind, what is the chart of accounts for your company code? So these things, if you want to know, then you will have to go with global parameters, that is OBY6. So let us go to OBY6. And we'll search for company code, that is SIB. So within SIB, so looks like company only we have not linked it. Okay, let us link the company. Okay. So while doing the assignment, we have missed this part. So we'll do it first. OX16, or you can go with the assignment path. Okay, search for your company code. See, if you see anything missing in OBY6, you can go back and do the configuration again. So OBY6 will tell you the clear picture on what are the configurations you have missed it. So I have missed it. Come to link company with company code. Maybe while I was saving, I lost the connection. I believe that is the reason, because I see people who have seen my video have updated here, right? But I have not done it because maybe while saving, it has not got saved, right? So I'll save this. So now there are chances that we might end up in missing some of the configurations. So the ideal way to check whether you have linked everything to your company code or not is with the T code OBY6. Remember this T code, it is very important. With this, you will get to know all the configurations that you have assigned to your company code. So SIB will select. Okay, and here, if you see, we have assigned everything. Okay, so we have not missed anything. So now I can see everything has got updated. Earlier, I had missed few things. Now everything is updated. Okay, and you select these three options. That is business area, financial statement, proposed fiscal year, and define default value date, and then negative posting permitted. So these options you select and you save it. So these are the some of the configurations that you require for posting the transaction. So we are done with all the basic configurations, but in coming classes, we have some more configurations with regards to ledger and accounting principles. So we'll take it up in the next class because ledger concept is very important. So with that, you can partially prepare for your interview because ledger concept is a mandatory question in every interview that you attend. So they are going to cross question you in multiple ways. So that's the reason in very beginning I put this topic ledger. So we'll go with the ledger in coming classes. So in today's class, I will not take it up because ledger is a very lengthy concept. I don't want to take it up in short time. So we'll have sufficient time in next class. We'll take up ledger in next class. I'll explain you what is ledger and what are the types of ledger, why we require that, why this concept has been introduced in S4HANA. So all those details we'll learn in next class. In today's class, if you have any questions regarding the topics we discussed, do ask me. Any questions?
No, from my
Gandharva, I have a question here.
Yeah, go ahead.
In SAP S4 HANA, document type is created as default, right? In that.
The document type even in ECC or S4 HANA, you will have to create through OBA7 only. There is no change in that.
No, by default, that will be not in the system.
No, it will not be there. See, we are doing a implementation project. I know from where you are coming. See, you will be part of, you will be working as an end user where you will be posting the transaction. The number ranges will already be there because implementation is already completed.
Okay.
See, even I am in a support project where I don't update this number ranges. Already it is updated in my system because that is a part of implementation project. What I am doing is a support project which is already implemented. For that I am supporting.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, if you are doing an implementation project, nothing will be there. SAP only will not be there. Everything we have to do from the scratch. So what we are doing here is an implementation project.
Okay. No, understood.
Any other questions? Okay, if no questions, we'll wind up today's class and again we'll meet you next week. By next week, please do complete all the configurations, whatever we have done, because it is going to help us to proceed further. See, till now I have not started 3 classes in a week because I see only few of them have done the configurations, others are not doing. So please start doing that so that we can start off the classes quickly and we can complete the syllabus as soon as possible. Okay. With that, we'll conclude the session. Bye everyone.
Thank you.